Hey guys, Sundown here. This is going to be my chapter review to One Piece 917, The Treasure Ship of Provisions. Now, I haven't been doing reviews for like the last week, maybe week and a half, 2 weeks maybe, because I've been moving out to London and I'm still in kind of like a temporary place. I'm there, I'm living there, but I'm not really comfortable with the place I'm in. So I'm still looking for a place and everything's not quite, I've not quite solved everything, and because of that I've been really lacking and being kind of like very lazy with my reviews, but I'm hoping to get back into it today and trying to stay on top of it as much as I can until I find a more permanent place where I can be really chill with all my reviews. So apologies for that. Hopefully I can get back into the flow of things with One Piece, and I'm not going to be doing any of the chapters I've missed retrospectively, like I think the 2 Boku no Hero reviews, and I don't think I'm going to be doing the Taizai review where King demolished Mile. I was really hyped about that, so like you already know my opinion, you already know what kind of reaction I would have had, but I'm going to do the next chapter for that because it's coming out on Monday and I simply don't have enough time to do Taizai. Maybe I might do Taizai alongside Boku no Hero, but I simply don't have enough time to be just going back retrospectively and doing these chapters. But let me get through this review first. So this chapter is called The Treasure Ship of Provisions, and the cover story is actually Bellamy drawing on this piece of cloth, and he says that this town uses unrippable cloth, and this is obviously going to be a Straw Hat flag. It's going to be a what's it called, a Mugiwara flag. It's going to be Luffy's flag. So obviously his kind of like his captain, in his eyes, the captain of the helm ship, is that what it's called? The captain of the main ship is going to be Luffy, so it's got to be a Straw Hat flag. It's got to be. So we go to Kuri in Okabore town, and people are complaining about how noisy it is and things like that, and you see this kid crying and his mom's just like, you're a child of Wano, you don't cry, you know this, you're above crying, you can't show any weakness. The old people are looking at him, they kind of, you know that they're feeling like this isn't how Wano used to be. A guy comes, Osuru and stuff, and he's asking for that jiagan or that bugle grass or weed, saying that his child has drunk from this same river this river that's being poisoned by this factory, and we see then like the waste that it's pouring into the river. And then we see deep within Bakura town, we see paradise, one of the paradise farms where there's these cows, clean water and everything, and we see that there's clean fish being harvested, there's barrels of whatever, probably barrels of wheat and stuff like that, fruit, eggs, meats, all different types of fruit and food. That's all clean and really pure, that's being harvested by Jack's men, and well, not just Jack's men, Kaido's men, by the crew of the 100 Piece Pirates. And we then see one of the headliners of this crew, which I thought at first, I was like, yo, we got a quite a good looking chick here, but then we see exactly how she looks like, and she's one of Beast Pirates headliners. Her name is Speed. She's a horse smile user, and she reminds me of the singer Sia, I think it is, and I think it's Sia anyway, who has her hair split in the middle between black and white, and her clothes are split in the exact same fashion, but she's got the horse smile. She's got a cross. She's got a bow on her back actually, so she might be a very apt weapons user, or at least bow and arrow. And she makes jokes like she can see 350 degrees and stuff. She's essentially a centaur, and she smiles like a horse and stuff, which really put me off. But then she notices that the fire bell goes off, and we see this team of people from Wano trying to sort out the fire and stuff like that. And we had a little comedic moment. But then she notices that it's actually Holdem's house that's been destroyed is on fire. So then we go back to Luffy, Holdem, and everyone, where what's her name, Otama, is being kind of nibbled on by the lion on Holdem's stomach, and we actually get a name for the lion. His name is Kamijiro, and we're told by the guys on Jai Mini's box that Kami in this instance means bite, and Jiro is just a kind of generic boy name used for a second son. So yeah, Luffy, Okiku, and Zora just stood there kind of helpless, just watching like what is Holdem gonna do, and Holdem's there trying to rile him up. And obviously Otama is really like concerned about her own safety, and she's really she's almost in pain. She gets bitten a bit by Kamijiro, and obviously Holdem's there just like, you guys don't know this girl's ability, and he then accuses the Straw Hats of being part of the Shutenmaru's kind of gang, which he refers to as the Atamayama thieves, who have been stealing food from the paradise farms. And Okiku's the only one who seems to actually recognize the name of Shutenmaru, so maybe she is an ally of the Shutenmaru guy. We don't actually know who Shutenmaru is. Maybe he's someone the Tengu guy was referring to before, I don't know. So Holdem recognizes that Luffy and Zoro and Okiku are quite strong, so he's like, you might be like high level subordinates, I need to take you in, or at least kill you. So at this point Okiku's like, you know what, don't anger this guy any further, and Luffy's like, but he's already pissed off, and she's like, don't anger him further, because it's not just that he himself is strong, it's that the person who backs him is strong. So the person in charge of Kuri, at least, or this town at least, maybe Kuri at large, I think she actually mentions he's the ruler of Kuri, is Jack the Drought. So that brings Jack back into the story, and Luffy and Zoro mull over the fact that it was actually Jack that destroyed Zo when they were just after they'd arrived, or just before they'd arrived, but they'd seen him get wrecked by Zo or by Zunisha herself. So Okiku then informs them that, yeah, you saw Jack get wrecked, but he didn't die. In fact, he was spotted here in Kuri a couple days ago. So Jack is actually back on or in Wano, and that's what everyone in the town is afraid of. If Holdem gets wrecked, Jack's going to come and take revenge on the town. So Luffy and Zoro realize here that the town is actually being held hostage against them, and Holdem's just there like trying to piss them off so that they make a move, and obviously he knows he's got Jack at his back. So he's got your Jack back Jack, one of the two. He then, like, Kamijiro then bites down a bit on Otama, and Luffy's getting more and more pissed off. So then actually we have the Speed lady. What's her name? Yeah, actually her name is Speed. Yeah, so we see Speed roll up, and she's got all this ship of food, which is the treasure ship of food, and she rolls up right next to Holdem, and she's like, yo, what's up? And every one of like Holdem's men, they're starving and they're ready to eat and all that good stuff. And Luffy's just looking at the food like, there's so much good food, like, and he gets pissed off because he realizes that only the Kaido's men can eat the food, and everybody else in Wano is just there watching them munch down this awesome food. So Luffy makes a decision. He tells Zoro, you take out the guys on this side, and I'm gonna go and rescue Otama. So Zoro with Okiku, he's like, yeah, come with me if you want to live. And he's like, we gotta make a dash and pass, or we gotta just steal and run. So she teams up with Zoro, and then we change scenes again. So this time we see Hawkins coming in through the main gate into Kuri, or into Okobore town, and he's trying to ring Holdem on his Denden Mushi. He's just like, come on, please pick up. And then this weird stranger is just standing in the middle of the path where he's taken into Okobore town. And obviously from his sword we knew straight away that it was going to be Law, but he's basically encountering Hawkins, and Hawkins straight away realizes, shit, this guy's pretty strong, I gotta be careful here. And from Law's perspective, he's just like, the only guy who actually knows our faces is Hawkins, because he's part of the worst generation. So we gotta take him out, and then we'll be like truly we'll be able to truly stealth a lot of our mission, because no one actually knows what we look like. So that's Law's thinking on this. But I really am hype for Law versus Hawkins, but I don't think it's actually going to be Law versus Hawkins for a long time. I think Hawkins is going to realize, maybe I need to team up with Law here, or maybe I need to tell Law something. But it might still be too early for that. So they might have a small fight, and then like Law sees Luffy, Zoro, and the rest of them just escaping from the town, and probably jumps on the treasure ship with them, or something like that. But I don't think their fight is actually going to have any conclusive end to it. So Holdem's there still riling up Luffy and everyone. He's there, he's saying like, I've got you all held hostage, you're all shit. And then he gets one of his men to grab Okiku, and I didn't actually like the fact that Okiku like let herself be grabbed so easily, but she did tell Luffy not to anger them, so maybe that was why. But this is the part I really like, because Zoro and Luffy look at her getting grabbed and they're like, you know what, this is bullshit. So they both use their insane speed. I was so glad, because you see Zoro with his serious face, you see Luffy smiling demonically. I really loved just this panel here, where those two panels where you see Zoro and Luffy in their speed form, or about to make a really fast move, and then you see Holdem just like, what the hell's going on? And his suddenly Kamijiro's bleeding from the nose and bleeding from the mouth, and he's been wrecked, and Luffy's running away the whole time, and he's like, what the hell's going on? How did Kamijiro suddenly let go of Luffy, of this girl? And then he calls his men like, yo bro, go get the girl back, and they've all been destroyed by Zoro. And at the same time, Zoro's freed Okiku, who's now in the Komainu's mouth, and Zoro then grabs a hold of the treasure ship, and he jumps on it with Okiku, and Komainu actually takes the reins and drags the ship away. So now they've got the food, they've got Otama, and they've wrecked half of Holdem's men. But then Luffy notices that the injury on Otama's cheek, which is where Holdem's been at her with pliers, trying to see how her Kibidango kind of fruit works, and he gets pissed when he finds out. So obviously this whole kind of chapter really made Luffy seem a lot more Shanks slash Rogerish, in the sense that he seemed really calm. He didn't seem at all phased by how many people there were around him, or even the fact that Jack or Holdem was going to be there. But he, as soon as he realizes that one of his friends has been hurt, or a girl in his care has been hurt, he loses it, and he's just like, nah, this isn't going to work out. So he drops Otama, and she's still in midair, and she's like, what are you doing? You've saved me. It's all good. Don't worry about it. And we see Holdem then release this flame attack from his from Kamijiro's mouth, which Luffy completely tanks, and then he unleashes a Red Hawk straight into Holdem's face. And I was like, oh my god, Holdem is not going to get up from this. I think Holdem and Speed, very, very weak compared to people like Zoro and Luffy. They're going to be, they've been jobbing all the way through. So Luffy completely destroys Holdem, and that's about it. Luffy's just pissed off at the end. So I don't know what Luffy's going to do in the next chapter, but I really, really enjoyed this chapter. So that's pretty much it. Luffy's Red Hawk looked awesome. The artwork through this whole chapter was amazing. Oda's been going in with the artwork since like Wano's begun, and even with Zoe actually. So let me know what you guys thought of this chapter. Let me know what you guys thought of this review. I'll try to get My Hero Academia done, but my battery's running out and I don't have the charger. So let me know what you guys thought of all this stuff. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys in a bit.